definitely a rotator because I was getting to Abdullah right now. Because after that trade, before that trade, you traded Terry McLaurin and a future 2023 second to Assam for Devin Singletary. But then you had 1, 2, 3 consecutive trades with Abdullah.
Okay, so now we'll go back to the Hamoudi trade for a second.
I'm sorry, four of the next 6 with Abdullah.
Okay, I regret making that trade with Hamoudi myself, only because I can't stand James Conner. I was annoyed that I had him on my roster, but I had him, and I wanted to get rid of him. He was the one player on my roster I just hated looking at his name, so I wanted to get rid of him. So I reached out to Hamoudi. I said, "You want James Conner?" He says, "I want Amon-Ra St. Brown." I was like, "Okay, you want Amon-Ra St. Brown? I'll give you him, but you're going to give me Aaron Jones and Deontay Johnson and some future picks." And it was a negotiation back and forth, and eventually I convinced him that it was a move to make. Unfortunately, he can't speak for himself in this league, and I wonder why. Because he didn't answer Abdullah's text message. He didn't answer Adi's text message. He didn't answer Moma's Road text message. And because someone doesn't answer someone's text message, they get kicked out of this league. And that's something that pisses me off, okay?
Is that why he got kicked out? Is that why he got kicked out?
Well, he got kicked out because he has smart remarks that he makes, which I guess that the only people that allowed to make smart remarks in this league are the older guys, because if a younger guy makes a smart remark, there's a problem. Even though my nephew Assam definitely is one of the more witty, smart remark people in this league, but he can get away with it, but the other one couldn't.
Assam is just a little bit more funnier. A little bit funny. Not to say that he's funny, because when he gets on his little grammar jokes,
that's the thing.
He's kind of corny.
That's the thing, though. You can say what you want. It's all your opinion at this point. But my point is this, okay? We brought him into the league because we said this is a family league. Let's keep family in it. And he knows about fantasy football. He's had some success in fantasy football. And basically, because certain people in this league couldn't gut him and trade him and trade rape him like they could Iyad with the L, or there are certain members in this league that continuously get bobbused in trades, okay? Because you can't do that, we said let's get him out of here and let's try to get somebody a little bit more vulnerable. And I don't know this Momo guy. I think I know him. I think we played football together one time. He said he could play quarterback, and he couldn't throw a fit if he wanted to.
He's definitely not a quarterback.
Yeah, if this is the guy I'm thinking of, yeah,
he's built like a slimmer Yokozuna.
Okay, there you go. So you guys bring this guy in to replace him, and I mean he's already violated every rule of the brothers, and that's not responding to text messages, not responding to trade offers. He's not engaged in the group chat, and these are things that Badr got kicked out for. These are things that Hamoudi got kicked out for. These are things that Iyad with the L got kicked out for. So now, it's like, okay, what's the standard here? What are we trying to achieve with that team?
But you're making up reasons why they get kicked out. That's not why he got kicked out.
These are all exactly why they got kicked out.
I'm the one who kicked him out, and I'll tell you the reason why I kicked him out. How many times do we have to beg you to do your starting lineup? And then come the playoff time, you still didn't do your starting lineup, and you were told repeatedly, do your lineup. And didn't do it, and then responded with a sarcastic remark.
Listen, I agree with you, but to his defense, we were using real-time sports, which is equivalent to doing fantasy football in a newspaper, okay? And you could not add people Sunday morning, which I thought was stupid. I mean, how many situations do we know of that players are ruled out in the morning?
Yeah, but you can't add players on Saturday, Friday, Thursday when you're not logged in. He would log in once a week, on Tuesdays only.
Right. So listen, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that he didn't check his lineup the way that he should have and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is, ultimately, what it came down to was he didn't want to play outside with Abdullah, and Abdullah got mad and kicked him out the friend group. That's what it was. And, that's exactly what it was. So, I was upset at the fact that we decided, okay, we're going to make this change in our league. We're going to change. We're going to remove a player. And then finally, after all these years of me talking about it, saying let's change formats to a different league, we do it then. So I thought that was kind of bullshit, but I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, you know my favorite line, buddy, right? An opinion's like a what?
Like an asshole, everyone's got one.
That's right. Now let's address this.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I want you to know something.
Yes, sir.
In this league, I want to put this out for the public. The only opinion that matters is the evil empires, and that's a crock of shit to me.
I don't run democracy here. I run a dictatorship.
Yeah, with spelled D-I-C-K, dictatorship.
You traded Ryan Tannehill, Tyler Boyd, Austin Eckler, and Rashad Bateman, the conjugal visits for Leonard Fournette, Elijah Mitchell, a 2022 second, a 2022 second, so 2 seconds. Then you turned around, what's the date over here? A couple of months later, you traded Leonard Fournette, Darrell Henderson, a second round pick, and a future second back to conjugal visits. They got a second consecutive trade for Terry McLaurin and Brendan Ayuk. Then, not even a month later, you trade Tyler Higbee to conjugal visits for Miles Sanders. And then, 4 days later, you trade Elijah Mitchell and a second and a third for a first round pick, 7th overall pick. Then you turned around and switched over and traded Miles Sanders, Brendan Ayuk, a 2023 1 and a 2023 second for James Conner and DJ Moore. You've made 5 of your next 7 trades with conjugal visits.
That's correct.
So what you're saying is that he is a heart and soul rotator.
He's a chairman of the rotators because, let's face it, who is the number 1 trader in this league? It's Abdullah.
100%.
Who brags about cleaning his team up every single year, starting with a new team every single year? Abdullah.
Correct.
Okay? So my thing is this, okay? I'm not mad at him for doing that. As a matter of fact, him and I talk almost every day, and we talk trades, we talk a lot of things, and that's part of the dialogue is fantasy football. So I'm not mad at that, but not when the going gets tough, and all of a sudden you got people in the stands saying, "Oh, rotators this, rotators that." He wants to say, "Oh, I'm not a part of that." You are a chairman of that. You are a rotator. You have rotator tattooed on your back like a tramp stamp. Okay, that's who you are.
Ouch.
We're not gonna deny that.
Big Z. See, I call you Big Z because that's how I view you. Despite Mo Nims saying basically you're little. Okay.
That's fine.
You have a 19-35 record in the Drama Bowl in 4 seasons. You're coming off a 6-8 season. What are we looking at in Drama Bowl 14 for you?
So look.
Are you a top 4 team?
No, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a top 4 team. I'm not delusional. I'm going to be honest and say that I have a good young team.
Yes, you do.
If I stay put and just kind of not make any moves and just kind of let my draft assets kind of work themselves in, I think that I'll have a team to compete with. Not next year, but the year after for sure. I have some good young pieces. But I will say this, okay? I will say this. I think that, fantasy football is 100%, or not 100%, we'll say about 80% luck because you never know what's going to happen or how a player is going to perform. Last year was my worst year ever in my career of fantasy football. I always win championships every year. If you know anything about me, you know my history. I'm a winner. I'm a born winner.
I'm looking at your roster.
Okay.
I don't know how you didn't win.
Okay.
Okay, I can tell you where your weakness is. It's really not a weakness because I can say your receiving core, which I think is your weakness, is actually better than half the league's receiving core.
Right.
Okay.
It's just what it comes down to was I had injuries. I had players that had bad matchups, and a couple of my receivers just don't have good quarterback situations right now. Let's face it.
Josh, now your current starting lineup is Josh Allen's your quarterback. In my opinion, 1 or 2 in fantasy football, right? Your running backs, even though Aaron Jones is not young, but he's not old either. You got Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker in your starting lineup. But your backup running backs is A.J. Dillon, who I think will eventually become the full-blown 3-down back in Green Bay, in my opinion. Okay? And you have a running back that I would love to have on my team. I like him, but I ain't going to overpay for him, which is James Cook. Okay? Your tight end, you got Kyle Pitts, and I wish I didn't give him up. But Kyle Pitts, I do believe is going to be very good. I don't care what anybody says. Your receivers: Mike Evans, Juju Smith-Schuster, DJ Moore, solid. And then you have Jameson Williams.
You're not even naming my best receiver.
I know. Jameson Williams is in your flex.
Not even him.
Then you got on your bench DJ Shark and Allen Robinson on your bench.
Not even them.
And your injured reserve, you got Michael Thomas, George Pickens, and Kyle Pickens.
George Pickens will be the best receiver in my
yes,
lineup.
and you have him on your taxi squad. You have him on your taxi squad lineup, which you know you're going to have to remove him before the draft, right?
Right.
Okay.
I don't even know what taxi squad is yet.
It's only for the rookies. As long as they're in the league for less than a year, you can put them there and not waste a roster spot on them.
Okay.
Okay.
So
you have a good starting lineup.
I have a really good team, right?
Yes, you do.
And you would agree that, you know, some delusional people called my team trash or say that I'm not the greatest manager, but I mean, I have a pretty good team.
You sure you're not top four?
What it comes down to, I wouldn't say I'm top four. I'm not there yet.
Because that guy said he's top four.
That guy's not. He's bottom four. So that's a fact. I mean, he's got decent quarterbacks, but I mean, he's got Derrick Henry, who is one more low hit away from never playing again. And I mean, if he's good, he's got one more good year in him left. I tried telling him just because
you added Derrick Henry and Lamar, the point differential they're going to get you from what you already had won't make you a top 4 team, but he just believes he's a top 4 team.
He's not. Unfortunately, he's not. So I will listen. Good kid, works hard. I wish he worked out biceps less, but you know that's what he does. You know, can I address something real quick that's really bothering me in all these podcasts?
Yes, go ahead.
All you guys sit here and say, "Oh, I just got done meeting with my team and got done meeting with the guy." Shut the fuck up. You didn't meet with nobody. These guys don't know you, nor do they give a fuck about you. If they saw you, they're saying, "Make me a fucking sandwich," because they don't give a fuck. Okay? They don't give a shit that you're on their dynasty league. Okay? They don't give a shit. So I just want to.
What are you trying to say? He didn't work out with He didn't work out with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Let's just say
he met at Cabo. They met at Cabo.
Listen. If they did work out, all that they worked out were biceps. They didn't do anything else. It was just biceps, and then they went home. These guys were in the gym like, all right, what's next? He's like, let's go to the snack bar. It's time. We're done. We're all set. If that happened, but let's face it, that shit's not real. Let's not sit here and act like Christmas is real and Santa Claus is real. Let's live in reality here, boys.
That's true. I agree with you.
Okay, and then the other thing I want to mention is, you know, we keep talking about this league and the history of this league, and I think that the fact that a league has been around for 13 years says that we're doing something right. Okay, something is definitely being done right. I think you're doing a good job as far as keeping this league afloat, and you know, making it, adding wrinkles to it every single year to make it interesting. But let's be honest here, okay? The only reason why this league is as good as it is because of the people in it, okay? And we have some good people in it. We got people that want to compete, that want to trade, that want to make moves, that love football, okay? But when you got people on the podcast sitting here saying that they know football, but never played a down of football in their life, couldn't catch a football. As a matter of fact, the guy that called my team trash, one time I remember we played football, somebody threw him a pass, and it literally blew a hole in his chest, okay? Because my man couldn't catch, okay? We got guys in this league, okay, that literally talk football, that think that they know football, but could not run a route, okay? If I told them what a route was on the route tree, they wouldn't even know what to do. So let's be realistic here for a second, okay? This is fantasy football, okay? Keyword fantasy, all right? We talk about wins and losses. That's wonderful. But Ali, if we talk about reality, we talk about the real world. We talk about Elder Day, okay? Don't forget who owns you, okay?
But it's not in football.
Don't forget who owns you. But I know. But I just want you to know that you're a fantasy. In your fantasy world, you're the best, okay? But in the real world, you're not the greatest. Okay.
That's not we have about 12, 13 years apart in age. You didn't play me back in the New York days. I mean, right now I'm no hypocrite. Right now, to sit there and tell you that I can hang with you. Come on, man. You're like what, 12, 13, 14 years younger than me.
Like, I'm not talking about real football. I mean, I'm even talking like softball and all the other stuff where you and Mojay, the two least athletic guys in our family put together your teams, and then what happens?